Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Jen Taylor with the Smart Move Group of Keller Williams located here in the beautiful Howard County, Maryland. I thank you for clicking on this video and taking a watch. This video is going to be about buying a home during COVID-19. I think it's a big topic, right? You know, there are a lot of people who prior to COVID-19 were looking and the inventory was so tight. I know at least here in Maryland it was. And now coming into the pandemic with all the restrictions and the uncertainty that's going on in the market, I think a lot of people are concerned, honestly, with making a purchase during COVID-19. So I wanted to make a video that kind of discussed, as a buyer, what you should really be looking for and what you should really be thinking about before making a purchase during COVID-19. So let's jump right into it. First things first, what are your goals? As a buyer, if your agent's not asking what your goals are in this purchase, then there's something that's wrong. So you really need to know, why are you buying a home in the first place, right? Is it going to be your first time purchase? Is this your move up home? Is this your forever home? Is this an investment property? What is it? So number one, you want to determine what your goals are for the purchase, because it will dictate kind of what move you're going to make, what kind of house you're going to buy. If your plan is to invest, then buying new construction right now probably isn't going to be the best option, with some exceptions. If you're a first-time home buyer and you're planning on moving in 5 to 7 years and you want to make sure that you capture the most out of your current purchase that will enable you to get to your secondary purchase in 5 to 7 years, then again, buying something that's completely renovated, that's already been flipped, that's already got all of the equity pulled out of it, probably isn't the most optimal purchase to make. Let's just be real. Or if this is your forever home, say that you've already owned 7 homes in the past and this is going to be your forever home. Maybe it is okay to go for that completely renovated option or that new construction option. But the number one thing to determine as a buyer in the market currently with COVID-19 is determine what your goals are, because that's going to be so important with making sure that you're looking at the right properties and you're not risking your current investment. And I always speak of real estate being an investment, because that's what it is, essentially, is an investment in your future. You can make a good investment or you can make a bad investment. It's your choice. Having a real estate agent that knows that and knows the different options out there and how to guide you is also very important, because if they're not asking you the question like what your goals are and what's the purpose of this next move, then like I was saying, there's a missing link. So let's kind of break this down a little bit into examples. So say I have a first-time home buyer client that comes to me and they're looking to make their first purchase right now. Depending on how long they're planning on staying in the property, most people move between 5 and 7 years. First-time home buyers can maybe be between 3 and 5. So let's just say that they're going to be moving between 3 and 5 years from now. I'm going to be pointing them in the direction of something that may not have the glitz and the glamour of being new. It might be a little outdated. Maybe it needs new flooring, maybe it needs new carpet, but somehow in that property, there's going to be a position to gain equity. The reason that's important right now is because if you're investing money during a pandemic such as COVID-19, you want to make sure that that money is protected somehow. So if you can buy a property that needs some updating, put a little bit of money into it, the chances of your equity being protected are greater than if you were to buy, let's just say, a flipped property that's got all the pretty glitz and glamour and new appliances and new flooring and it's painted gray and it's just great. You're probably going to be scratching your head at the end of the day, 3 to 5 years from now, if something shifts in the market and if values go somewhere that we all don't want them to go. So buying a home is an investment. Make sure you're making a smart one. Same thing with investors. You need to realize where the current market is and how prices had already begun to go up and up and up and up. And I mean, I can't tell you how many investors that I've worked with myself. I used to invest in properties a lot more than I do now. You know, the market was being squeezed so tight with inventory and the influx of new investors coming into the market that the margins were getting smushed as it was. So, you know, looking at the COVID-19 pandemic, prices haven't fallen that much. It hasn't impacted the market that much in that way yet. So you need to be careful of what margins you're working with still. And are you going to be renting and holding, or are you going to be fixing and flipping? Because then you need to determine what is the 6-month outlook. And, you know, granted, none of us have crystal balls to be able to tell what may or may not happen 6 months from now, but you need to be prepared for worst case scenario, I guess I'm saying. And then you have the last example of somebody who's buying their forever home. Maybe they've owned 7, maybe they've owned their first home, they've owned their move up home, and now they're moving to their last and final step, you know, and this is going to be their forever home. Okay, well then that makes things a lot different, because now they might be able to buy the fancy property that's all completely done, and it's not going to impact them because they're planning on holding this from 10 to 15 years. And that's really where you make your money in real estate, is the long-term hold. So if you found this video helpful, click like, share the link, comment below if you have any other topics that you'd like me to discuss on, and then make sure that you follow my YouTube channel called Real Estate Tutorials. I'll be posting more videos like this, and I hope to see you back soon. Bye.